J-Man. On this edition of the Pulse, we're giving you our NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015 preview. Coming on the WWE Network. Said WWE really weird there. This Saturday night. On this loaded weekend, this loaded SummerSlam weekend here. An awesome weekend ahead for WWE with this TakeOver show. And then into, obviously, the amazing SummerSlam show looking like setting up here. And looking like a good one here for this TakeOver Brooklyn show. We have 10 announced matches for this show. This is before the weekly NXT show on Wednesday night. I'm shooting this on Tuesday night. So there are a couple of matches on here that look like they get added on the show tomorrow night. So I won't have a lot to elaborate on a lot of those because they kind of just get added. Obviously, the names we obviously can kind of fiddle with what they are setting up here and things like that. But I have 10 announced matches here, the same as SummerSlam. So should be interesting how you have the 10 matches on a 4-hour show for SummerSlam. Then you have the 10 matches here on a 2-hour show. Obviously, a lot of cram things. There's going to be a couple squash matches I can definitely assume here. And probably some shorter length matches, except for obviously a few that you'll probably pick out that might get some time. But yeah, looking forward to this show. Won't be watching it live. I have a concert we're actually going to be attending locally with my fiance, and Ryan's going to be coming with us. So we're probably going to check the show out after that. So probably look for the review for this show probably early Sunday afternoon. But we're definitely going to check this out sometime, probably late Saturday night. We're going to go ahead and kick this preview off for you. The first matchup we have looks like one of the ones that is going to be added on tomorrow's show. I just can't go without saying, looking over this card before I kind of go over it all, that you could easily take out 2 to 3 matches on here that just don't need to really happen. To give time to other ones that deserve more time to it, but this would be one of them that you could definitely take out and doesn't really need to be needed. You have Elias Sampson going up against Bull Dempsey. Don't really know how they fucking set this up. They've been doing this shit with Bull Dempsey where he's just a fat piece of shit eating chips and shit, and now he's back into trying to work out and get in better shape. Whatever the case may be, I know Sampson always is a guy that just is in there in squash matches and shit like that, not really gets anything really. I'm going to go with Dempsey, obviously. They're looking like they're going to fucking continue something with fucking him and just shouldn't even be on this fucking roster. The fact that he is on this card and Sami Callihan is not on this fucking card blows my mind. Or Solomon fucking Crow, whatever the hell his name is just ridiculous. The fact that fucking Eva Marie is on the show and Solomon Crow is not on this fucking show is ridiculous. It's bullshit. He would be good to get an amazing reaction, in Brooklyn and New York. So that's just one, fucking thing with 10 matches on here, and you don't have a name like that and a talent like that on this show is fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna go with Dempsey getting the win here. For some reason, they're just focusing on him with this, trying to get him back in shape. Bullshit. Shouldn't even be on the fucking roster. Next matchup, we have one of 3 women's matches on this show, which is intriguing. Another one. This one should be taken off. We have Carmella going up against Eva Marie. Obviously, Carmella with Enzo and Cass. Obviously, she's going to get a great reaction, being in Brooklyn. And Eva Marie, obviously playing that total diva, playing the I'm going to get in the ring and I'm going to prove you wrong and this and that. She is just fucking terrible. I mean, she fumble fucks around and act like she knows what she's doing and this and that, and she doesn't. I mean, she shouldn't be in the fucking ring doing anything. She shouldn't be on this. She shouldn't be employed by WWE. To be totally honest with you, she gets the heat that she gets because she's the go in there and everyone knows she can't work worth a shit and she can't wrestle worth a shit, and she's on there. She's for her looks basically is the only reason that she's hired, and she garners the heat because she's gonna come out there and say like, love me, hate me, I'm gonna go out there and fucking wrestle and all this kind of shit, and she's terrible. Yeah, this will be probably absolutely horrible. Eva Marie will probably get the win because they're trying to push something behind her for some fucking reason they're doing that. So just the first 2, just go ahead and take right off this card, and I have absolutely no problem with, and that's a 15 minutes we could save and add to the main event, add to the women's match, add to Liger's match. I don't care. Add it somewhere besides where you're using it right now. Next matchup, yet another one that looks like it's probably going to be added on this week's edition of NXT. We have an 8-man tag match with Enzo, Cass, and the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, going up against Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, Dash, and Dawson. I can't say enough of how much I love Chad Gable. His Brad Maddox-ish gimmick of being extremely sarcastic and just hilarious. I mean, his dry sense of humor, a lot along the same lines as a Brad Maddox when he was in there, is I love it. I mean, it's me and Ryan to a T, because we just love those type of characters because they're fucking hilarious. Ready, Willing, and Gable. I mean, you can't get much fucking more funnier than that. And he's a pretty quality worker. I mean, they're set in the same lines of, they're almost like a comedic world's greatest tag team. That's pretty much what I see out of it. You could, look at a Chad Gable and a Charlie Haas is in the ring. They have the same kind of look to themselves. I really think Chad Gable looks like Brad Maddox's brother. That would be a fucking awesome tag team right there. Jason Jordan, he's a talented guy. He's got a great look. He could be something in the future if he could get some, charisma and character behind him, because he definitely has the look and the ability to be something in the future. But this funny, sarcastic, comedic type of dry comedic team they got going on here is entertaining as shit to me. And anytime Chad Gable's on the screen, I'm always glued because I just find him hella entertaining. Dash and Dawson getting, I think, a big win over, Enzo and Cass they beat. They have a sick-ass finish, finishing tag team finish move. I can't remember what the fuck all it is, but it's badass. And I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head because it was a couple weeks ago since I've seen it. But it was fucking sick. It was a couple weeks ago that they beat, I think, Enzo and Cass in that match, and they had that finish, and god damn it, I can't think of what the fuck it is, but it was fucking awesome. I remember that. So hopefully we get to see that somewhere in here. The High Bros, Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley, another guy that I could just give two shits about, and Zack Ryder just kind of randomly on here. And Enzo and Cass, the fact that they're not in the NXT Tag Championship match, Tag Team Championship match on this show baffles me. By far the most over tag team, probably in NXT history. Definitely right now. And the fact that they're not in the Tag Team Championship match in Brooklyn for this TakeOver show, winning the tag titles, is ridiculous. I just don't understand that booking. I just don't get it. They should be tag team champions. After the Ascension left, it was, Lucha Dragons. Lucha Dragons got their run. It's Enzo and Gaz's time. They're doing a slow build to it. But this should have been the show that Enzo and Kaz won the NXT Tag Championships from Blake and Murphy. It baffles me how that match isn't set up for the show. I'm gonna go with Enzo, Kaz, and the Hype Bros getting the win here. Obviously, the Hype Bros and Zack Ryder's connection to Long Island and Enzo and Kaz and all that kind of the Jersey shit and stuff like that. They'll be super over, and they'll get the win here. Hopefully, get some kind of comedic stuff with Gable and Jordan, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just baffles me that Enzo and Kaz are not in that tag title matchup. Just ridiculous. Next matchup, we have yet another one that looks like it's going to be added to the show late. We have a Fatal 4-Way matchup with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Emma, and Dan Brooke. This is kind of intriguing. Got Sasha working double duty this weekend. Got Kevin Owens working double duty this weekend, and now you got Charlotte and Becky Lynch working double duty here. Obviously fully capable of doing that and have no problem with it. I think this is a good addition to the card. Emma and Dana Brooke kind of doing their thing, and almost needed to just be a tag match with Charlotte and Becky versus Emma and Dana Brooke. It's kind of weird that they made it a 4-way and having everybody go against each other here, but to me, you're going to have to push what is on the roster, going forward, which is, an Emma Brooke which is an Emma and a Dana Brooke, and I'm going to go with fucking Dana Brooke getting the win here. I don't know why, or I don't want to see it. I do know why, just to push, into the future, and with what I have as the result in the NXT Women's Championship match is a natural progression to what you're going to be seeing on NXT's roster, because the Charlottes, the Becky Lynches, and the Sasha Banks are going to be going bye-bye. and you're not going to be seeing them anymore. So you're going to have to start pushing the talent that's going to be there, and that's going to be the future of the NXT Women's division. And that is an Emma, obviously with the Dana Brooke, and Dana Brooke is obviously the one that they're trying to set up being more over, and Emma's kind of like her little buddy and shit like that. But a natural setup for me with what's going to be going on in the future for the women's division on NXT. But it probably won't be anything special because Dana Brooke, I don't think I can't really stand her. She really is just too token and too generic for me. She's the muscle and fitness chick and the model and this and that, and she's just whatever in the ring, and it is what it is. But cool to see Charlotte and Becky Lynch on the card, and hopefully they can make this at least decent to what you get here. Obviously you don't have the full potential of talent in here. Emma's I think an underrated talent when it comes to being in the ring. Becky and Charlotte obviously are fantastic, so hopefully they can make this something intriguing, but probably won't get the time at all. Really looking forward to this one. We have the debut of Apollo Crews going up against Ty Dillinger. Unfortunately for Ty Dillinger, he's going to get destroyed. But yeah, Apollo Crews, obviously formerly Yuha Nation, an extremely talented pro wrestler here. If anybody out there has not seen Yuha Nation and what he can provide, you could stop this video because it's worth it. The guy's hella talented. He's got a great look. He is uber athletic for his size, just uber athletic. It blows my mind the things that he can do at his size. Obviously, the people that know Yuha Nation know a guy like a Brian Cage, cut from the same cloth. Basically, it's the new generation version of Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. It's pretty much what those two guys are. It's forward progression of those type of guys with a Brian Cage and with the Yuha Nation. And Apollo Crews, I think, is going to be huge. I think he could get massively over. I think he could be that baby face that you want him to be, the good looking guy, the fucking jack guy, but he can fucking work, and he's got an amazing look, and he's believable in there. He looks great. He looks like a WWE guy, a new version of a WWE guy that can go in there and fucking not just be the jack dude that can't fucking move or work. He can fucking move and he can fucking work. So looking forward to this. Unfortunately for Ty Dillinger, I think is an underrated talent on the NXT roster. He's going to get his ass destroyed here, and Apollo Crews is going to look great and shine here and move on to do some great stuff on NXT and then on to the main roster into the future. But so looking forward to Yuha's debut here as Apollo Crews, and I'm fine with that name. It's cool. Next matchup, which hopefully should be another squash match. The fact that he's even on this show and isn't on Sunday's show is fucking ridiculous because they're just TikTok people. TikTok, stop wasting time. We have Samoa Joe going up against Baron Corbin. Obviously, Baron Corbin talking a lot of shit about indie guys, talking about this and that, and they aren't deserving, and I was a former football player, and blah blah blah, and too bad you're green as shit and you can't work. This is pro wrestling, this isn't football, and obviously you couldn't make it there, and you're not doing a good job here. So if you're gonna talk shit on indie wrestling and those type of guys, you're gonna go ahead and just get your ass destroyed by Samoa Joe. So that's totally cool. It baffles me. Another thing that just baffles me is how much they're wasting time with Samoa Joe right now. He is not 25 years old. This isn't fucking 2004 Samoa Joe where you kind of dally dick around and build him up and stuff. He's built. He's there. He's good to go. You don't need to fuck around and waste time. Get him on the main roster, have a couple year run or whatever he can pull off, and get the great matches and the great feuds and stuff that we could see with a Joe, with the immense amount of talent on WWE's roster right now. Stop wasting time with him in NXT. This should be his last fucking show before he moves on to the main roster, and I hope that is the case. But I'm going to go with Samoa Joe, hopefully in a glorified squash over Baron Corbin and his green fucking ass. Who needs a lot of fucking work. They were trying to put him over as this badass fucking face. They're trying to put him over like this new fucking next big thing type thing, and he just, quite frankly, didn't fucking work out. Hold on for my Robert moment of drinking water. He just didn't work out in that role. Nobody believed it. Everybody saw how green he was. Everybody saw how much more time he needed in the ring. It just didn't work, and Joe's going to go out there and hopefully kill his ass. Next matchup, we have the NXT Tag Titles Line 1 champions, the fucking Seizure Bros, Blake and Murphy, Edgehead 2015, go up against the Vaudevillains. I'm just the super generic with Blake and Murphy. Obviously, they're just Hawkins and Ryder 2015 with less talent. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're not talented, but they're okay. Vaudevillains, I like the gimmick. It's unique. It's original. It's something different. I think that's definitely needed. I like everything they do with their entrance, and they're so into their characters. And they themselves fit the character perfectly. Aiden English is like legit. He looks like he's from fucking 1930, and Simon Gotch the same fucking way. These guys literally look like they're fucking from that era. So I think that kind of it fits well. Nothing against them, but this is not their tag match to be in. As I said earlier, this was Enzo and Cass's time to be in this matchup and to win the NXT tag titles in Brooklyn. At this show, I cannot believe that this is not the match that they booked here. This one should be okay. I don't think it's going to be anything great or anything, but it'll be okay. I'm going to go with Blake and Murphy retaining the tag titles. Kind of the one match that I'm really hesitant on picking. Vaudevillains kind of had a just impromptu build to this matchup, kind of hot-shotted them into this title match. I don't know if they go with the tag titles here. I just can see Enzo and Cass beating Blake and Murphy with the tag titles. That's just what I see, and for some reason that's what they're not doing here, or they aren't doing here, and then they should be. But yeah, this will be an okay little tag matchup here. I'm gonna go tentatively, not 100% confident in it, but with Blake and Murphy retaining the NXT titles in that matchup. Next one up, extremely intrigued with this one. We have the first ever appearance on WWE television for Jushin Thunder Liger going up against Tyler Breeze here. Tyler Breeze, a lot along the same lines as Baron Corbin. I know he spoke out recently saying how he has the look and he should be the guy, and all these guys going over the top of him and getting pushed. NXT, the Sami Zayns and the Kevin Owens and the Finn Balors, shouldn't be getting pushed over him. I don't know what he was on that day, but you should probably stop it. Straight edge, dude. You'll think a lot clearer. It'll help you out because you're just fucking retarded if you honestly think that. He's a talented guy, but you're not that talented. It's extremely intriguing to see Liger here. He's going to get a great reaction from the Brooklyn crowd and from the New York crowd. He's seen them quite often. They have seen him quite often. Obviously, the stuff they did in Ring of Honor and everything like that. This should be some good stuff. I mean, Liger, obviously, he's not, fucking 97 Liger or, 95 Liger, whatever the hell you want to say. But, this should still be some good stuff. And Tyler Breeze is a talented guy, and I think Tyler Breeze gets the win here. I'm in the theory and the thought that if you're a one-time deal, because I think that's what this is, the New Japan and the WWE deal that they got here to bring Liger in, and a lot of controversy with Ring of Honor and everything going on there, and the amazing show that Ring of Honor has booked right now in Brooklyn for their Field of Honor show, where they got like fucking Okada and I think Tanahashi and Nakamura and AJ's on that show, and Adam Cole and Daniel Zakaz and Red Dragon and Jay Lethal. That show was stacked as fuck. Wish that was on fucking pay-per-view too somehow, or be able to see that too, because damn, that show looks ridiculous if you haven't checked that card out. But I really don't know why Ring of Honor's pissed off, because they didn't lead Liger on that show for what they already got. But again, the New Japan deal that Ring of Honor has, which is super extremely precious to Ring of Honor because they get to use that amazing talent, kind of had some problems. Obviously, we talked about it in the topic show with me and Ryan, so I don't really need to go too deep into that. But this should be pretty good here if given the time. To really put on something here, but I'm going to go with Tyler Breeze. You don't, like I was going to say, you don't have a one-time deal type thing come in and beat a guy that's a guy for me, that's a guy that's, or saying for me, for the company, a guy that's there day in and day out. You don't do that. You need to put over a Tyler Breeze and have him move on, say, hey, I slayed, Hideo Itami, now I slayed, Jushin Liger, as he said on this past, edition of NXT. He's now the whatever the fuck, I don't even know, some Rising Sun or some shit. Something like that. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tyler Breeze getting the win over Liger there. Next matchup, You have the NXT Women's Title on the line when champion Sasha Banks goes up against Bayley. Looking forward to this. You have to look forward to any women's match on a high scale when it comes to NXT on these takeover shows, because they're usually always the best fucking match on the show. With the build and the, obviously the talent that are always in these are fucking spectacular. It goes without saying. With the Charlottes and the Sashas and the Becky Lynch and the amazing match that Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks had. Just goes without saying the great four-way that they had with Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha and Bayley here. Looking forward to this. Should be some great stuff. They always give these high-profile women's matches time on NXT, which is awesome to see. But I'm going to go with the same theory that happened with Kevin Owens at the Beast in the East show with Finn Balor. They're just going to take the title off of Sasha Banks because they got to move on with the talent that's going to be in NXT, which is a Bayley. And I think she is a great step, from Sasha Banks to a Bayley with what Sasha's doing on the WWE roster now. Obviously Charlotte and Becky are going to be there too, so you're moving on with the Emmas, the Dana Brooks, the Alexa Blisses, and the Baileys. And out of those names, definitely am picking out Bayley to be the new face of the NXT Women's Division because she is talented. She is over as fuck. 1 second. Robert, drink break. She is over as fuck. And she's extremely likable. She works good. Everything points to Bayley as being the next in line for the Women's Championship in NXT. Should be some good stuff, as the NXT Women's Championship matches always are on these takeover shows. And I'm going to go with Bayley as your new NXT Women's Champion in that matchup there. Next matchup, we have the main event. It is a ladder match for the NXT Championship. We have champion Finn Balor going up against Kevin Owens. Obviously, Kevin Owens' loaded weekend with this ladder match here for the NXT title, and then going on to SummerSlam on Sunday with an amazing, cannot look forward to that match anymore that he has with Cesaro at SummerSlam. Should be some great stuff there given the time. This is going to be great. I mean, adding the ladder in, it was going to be great no matter what. It was great at Beast in the East when Finn Balor, took the title off of Owens in Japan. And now adding a ladder in here. I know there was word, I think Finn Balor had an interview saying this is his first ever ladder match. Adding a ladder with Finn Balor is fucking peanut butter and jelly right there with the talent that he is. And Kevin Owens has seen his fair share of ladders and is one of the best performers in the ladder wars and the amazing matches that he had with El Generico and the Briscoes and El Generico one-on-one matches and everything that he's done, PWG, Ring of Honor, whatever the case may be. He is in a fucking playground when it comes to that kind of stuff because that's where Kevin Owens is best. Cannot look forward to this anymore. I mean, so looking forward to this easily, by far over anything else that's on this show. It's going to be fucking awesome. The crowd's going to eat it up. I know they sold out the Barclays Center for 13,000 people to see this NXT show. It speaks to the level where NXT is at and the talent that NXT provides. And they're going to be hot as shit for this on a fucking Saturday night in Brooklyn. Whoo, buddy. This is going to be some awesome stuff. Can't really say any much more for that. Interesting to see how this is going to kind of come down to the finish here. I'm going to easily go with Finn Balor retaining the title in this matchup here. I think it's a smart move adding the ladder match in, not having to pin Kevin Owens because he's kind of been on that streak of getting shit on, which is bullshit. But it should be great. I mean, with the names that are in here, the great matchup they had at Beast in the East, and now you're adding a ladder and a natural progression to this feud and to what they've been doing, and obviously going to be focusing on the future of what NXT is going to be providing here. Having Finn Balor go over Owens here, in this ladder matchup and really setting up, some fresh stuff going in the future. If you want to, obviously do something with an Apollo Crews, if they keep Joe on the NXT roster, which I hope they don't. You got your Solomon Crows, you got your Tyler Breezes, hopefully Itami's, coming back soon, in the fall, and you got Sami Zayn's, who, again, another guy that should just go straight to the main roster. But some fresh stuff that they could possibly do in the future with the Balor moving on with the NXT title, but let alone, I mean, this is easily one of the most anticipated matches this weekend, and one of my most anticipated matches of this weekend. It's definitely in like the top fucking 3 or 4. should be some great stuff, and so looking forward to it. These guys are going to put on a show, and both guys I think have an inner desire to prove something. Finn Balor being in his first ladder match, his first couple of NXT Championship defenses, and selling out the Barclays Center, and his first huge really U.S. show. Obviously he's done some great stuff overseas, and obviously in Japan and England and all that kind of stuff. But really huge U.S. show here for Finn Balor, and the biggest NXT show to date. Here, so obviously a lot to prove there. And Kevin Owens, all the bullshit being said backstage about him, about how he doesn't have the look, doesn't have this or that. Yeah, you want to give more motivation to a guy like Kevin fucking Steen, go right on ahead, because he'll fucking use it, and he'll show you why you're wrong. So look forward to this. Should be some great stuff, and I'm going to go with Finn Balor retaining in this main event ladder match for the NXT title. As for reviews, I know I'm uploading this video first, so you'll be seeing it first. What we did. Me and Quaddy just got done a little bit ago shooting the SummerSlam preview, which will be up after this one. I might upload it around the same time, but this one will be going up first. One thing I have to say: look out for our special little treat we have for you guys coming up early in the weekend, probably around Friday-ish, maybe late Thursday night, which is around the time, I know, August 20th will be our 3-year anniversary on the Pro Wrestling Pulse. It fucking blows my mind that we have been doing this shit on just this channel for 3 fucking years, which is double the amount of time that we were on the IWR show. Feels like we were on the IWR show longer, but I think it's just because we shot more videos on a regular basis, which I know you guys probably would like more, but busy schedules and life just kind of gets in the way. But yeah, our 3-year anniversary, goes without saying. It sounds super cheesy, but thank all of you guys for the support that you've given us over the years, and the loyal support, because we know we don't get a shit ton of views. We don't look to get a shit ton of views. We don't give a shit about that. We just are just dudes that like to talk about pro wrestling, just like you guys, and girls if they're out there. Just like to sit around and just bullshit and make fun of shit, talk about the awesome stuff, talk about the shitty stuff, and just bullshit, about pro wrestling, and not trying to take ourselves too seriously like we did on the IWR show, and to a fault. And we needed to change it up, and this is the culmination of what we wanted to do this entire time, and the concept and everything, and the fresh ideas that we came up with and stuff like that. So I speak on behalf for everybody, in the Pulse family, if you want to say that, for Quaddy and Ryan and Robert, everybody. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support over the years. It'll be like, come January, like 5 years that we've been doing videos, combination of the Pro Wrestling Pulse and the IWR show. So, time flies, man. It's fucking crazy. But, as long as there's somebody out there to watch, we will definitely keep doing this shit. As long as there's time to do it. We wish we had more time, because we would put so much more shit out there for you guys. Because it's not that we don't have anything to talk about, because we definitely do, but it's just we don't have the time to do it. Because, as long as there's somebody out there, we will obviously continue doing this, because we love to do it. It's what I want to have a career in. It's what I want to do with my life. I've wanted to go into broadcasting since I was in high school, and the fact that we made our own little makeshift kind of thing here that we love to do. And at first it started as something we were just kind of trying out, and I, for one, have a passion for it, and I love to do it. And I want to do it for the rest of my life. If we could get paid to do this, I wouldn't want to do anything else. I don't have to get paid a shit ton. I just want to get paid to fucking do it. It'd be awesome. To just sit around with my buddies and bullshit about stuff that we love and we have a passion for. It's awesome, and we have a great time doing it. So I speak on behalf of all the guys and gals for the Pro Wrestling Pulse, and saying thank you for all your support over these 3 years on the Pro Wrestling Pulse, and back on the IWR show, because I know we carried those some of those people over too. So thank you for that, and coming up will be the 5-year mark. So can't thank you guys enough, and always thanks for checking our shit out. But anyway, so look for those reviews. this weekend, like I said in the last video, Back to the Future style again. The NXT review, probably look for Saturday afternoonish, hopefully early Saturday, or I'm sorry, Sunday, not Sunday. Couldn't do the review then anyway. Look for this review early Sunday afternoon, and then obviously the SummerSlam review late Sunday night, probably Monday morning. But yeah, so we're all over this weekend. Cannot wait for it. It's gonna be a blast. Should be some great fucking matches and some great fucking shows. And we'll be glued, and we'll be all over this shit come the weekend. So cannot wait. This will now wrap up NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015 preview. Be sure to check out that review, as I said, probably early Sunday afternoon. But I am J-Man, and thank you guys, as always, for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, Professional Wrestling World.